Welcome to ArchrRivals Football Season 4. Sponsored by Raz Energy, Steiner Sports, and Super Draft Pro. Here is your starting lineup for Season 4. Number 20, Darnell, the Playmaker Salins. Number 96, Alex, the Bearman, Alcazaz. And number 69, Ricky, the Master of Mayhem, Litwinkowicz. Kickoff is starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing tonight? It is ArchrRivals Football on this Tuesday, the final day of the first month of the year, January 31st, 2023. Y'all know who I am. I am the Playmaker. And as my co-host out there in ice cold Texas, as of now, the Bearman, Alice Alcazar. What's up, Bearman?
I'm doing pretty good. What's going on?
I heard it's icy over there.
Yep. Which means the package of the latest clothes I bought is gonna be late, but oh well.
Ice cold like them Cowboys are in January.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and remind everybody that we are proudly
right?
brought to you by Fanatics, and for the next 4 hours there is free shippings on orders over $29 in the USA. All you gotta do is use code 29SHIP in all capital letters. You have 4 hours to do it, so get on it, folks. Don't want to miss out.
By the way, speaking of that, we do have Lids as a sponsor for us. And right now you can, grab your, championship t-shirts if you're a Chiefs fan or Eagles fan. Get your hat, get your t-shirts, and you have the promo code for them is Lids FS. That is Lids ILIDFS, and you get free shipping on that order on U.S. orders. And as my co-host said earlier, Fanatics as well, and you can do the same thing with Fanatics. Get your championship gear right here, as you see on the screen there. And what's that promo code again, Bearman?
29SHIP.
29SHIP. 29SHIP.
Mm-hmm.
Now
4
that
hours.
we got
4 hours the countdown, y'all.
That's on both Lids and Fanatics. 4 hours to go. So don't waste time. Go ahead and get your stuff now.
And we are blessed to be sponsored by both, because Lids.com and Fanatics.com are amazing places to get your gear. And for all you pro wrestling fans out there, WWEshop.com is now part of the Fanatics experience, so you can also get your pro wrestling merch.
Oh, now that we got the good stuff out now we got the promo stuff out the way, we're going to recap Championship Sunday. A lot of things took place in Championship Sunday that needs to be talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be talked about and has to be talked about. And then we're going to give a quick look ahead to, Super Bowl 57 out there in Glendale, Arizona. That's a quick one because, we have plenty of time to prepare, do our due diligence and whatnot to make sure that we come correctly when it's time to preview the Super Bowl. But we're going to do a quick look ahead. But to get us started, we got to talk some news of what took place today. Starting with, ladies and gentlemen, Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos are reaching a deal to make Sean Payton the new head coach of the Denver Broncos and Russell Wilson. Bearman, thoughts on Payton heading to the Mile High City?
Well, I felt that it was coming. I mean, I know a lot of Cowboy fans thought that Sean Payton was coming to Dallas, but I told them that it was impossible, and I told them why. But this deal, I mean, New Orleans got a huge piece out of it, because Denver, I mean, they got to give up their 2023 first round pick as well as next year's second round pick with Sean Payton.
That's a lot of picks to give up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talk about Russell Wilson's reaction. Personally, I'm wondering how Mr. John Misak reacted to this.
Well, I see
And
the
he gave his answer. He says he's just glad that Vic Fangio's just not there with him.
I was kind of enjoying the misery, to be honest. I don't know. I might be enjoying everybody's misery right about now. But hey, Sean Payton, Russell Wilson. That's interesting. That's very interesting, to see Sean Payton be coaching Russell Wilson. Maybe Sean Payton might be able to get Russell Wilson back on track. Because that was a ugly season he had. Won't you agree?
They wouldn't have gone after Sean Payton if they didn't want Russell Wilson back on track.
Like, that was a very ugly season for Russell Wilson in his first season with the Denver Broncos. But Vic Fangio got the can on Christmas, the day after Christmas, thanks to my LA Rams. And now Sean Payton gets the job. The reason why Sean Payton gets this job is because of another coach. And that's go down to Texas. Because D'Amico Ryans is the new head coach of the Houston Texans.
Before we get into this, you notice that I shared this on our Facebook page.
You did. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Now, D'Amico Ryans taking this job is the reason why Sean Payton got the Denver job. So bear with me.
Houston did want Sean Payton. There was no because Sean Payton did interview for that job as well.
So bear man, D'Amico Ryans leaving the 49ers to become the new head coach of the Houston Texans. As yet again, the Texans have hired another black head coach.
D'Amico Ryans. Okay, I think at the end. Okay. When it comes to D'Amico Ryans, I think it was from the qualifications, from his experience. Okay, and he was definitely qualified for this job. I mean, the fantastic job he's done as defensive coordinator up in San Francisco. Yeah, there's probably no. I mean, Sean Payton also was well qualified. But you know what? You don't get Sean Payton. You go after you go out with D'Amico Ryans. I think this hire is really good.
So D'Amico Ryans going to Houston is interesting because there's a third straight black coach being hired by the Houston Texans. When people were saying do not, including Stephen A. Smith, they were telling if you're a black coach trying to get a head coaching job, stay away from Houston. So I'm interested to hear what Stephen A. and what the other guys say tomorrow morning when they talk about this, because this took place around 4:30.
I'm certainly surprised. I'm certainly curious to know, but I'm sure that D'Amico Ryans would just tell Stephen A. Smith to shut up and stay out of my business.
I mean, have you seen what Houston Texans has done to black coaches?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, have you paid attention to what they have done to black coaches?
Oh, yeah.
1 year and you get canned.
Well, D'Amico Ryans is going to be sure not to give the Texans a reason to fire him. I mean, he got a 6-year deal. So, you know what? If he were to get fired, he would still have to be. I mean, from the guaranteed income, I'd imagine he'd probably still get paid by Houston to do absolutely nothing. Hey, look at Cliff Kingsbury, baby. Cliff Kingsbury fired 1 year after signing a massive, expensive extension, and now he's on vacation wherever in exile, and he's getting free money.
Okay. So
when it comes to that, people are mad about this. I say, well, don't be mad at Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury did what he had to do for his family. Be mad at the Arizona Cardinals. They're the ones who made the offer. If you were offered such a deal, Darnell, and even if you got fired, if you were guaranteed, they have to pay your guaranteed income for how long the deal was, hey, it's free money, baby. You get paid to do whatever you want. You can go on vacation and get paid for it.
It was a lengthy vacation at that. All right. And before we recap Championship Sunday, my co-host here wants to talk about another coach. So, Bearman, the floor is yours.
Well, when I first actually mentioned this to Playmaker, I don't know if Playmaker was freaked out or just, I don't know, because when I informed him that Kellen Moore, okay, to be fair, I just said Los Angeles. And then Playmaker says he did not go to my Rams. I'm like, yeah, I know. He went to the other team, the Chargers. And it's funny, he gets a job immediately after he gets fired by the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I said what I said. Okay, I've been very critical of Moore, as we know. Again, I never trusted him from day one. Now, in most cases, he may not have been the biggest problem in Dallas, but he sure as hell was not the solution. So that's the key right there. While to many he wasn't the problem, and while he wasn't the only problem, he certainly hell wasn't the solution. I mean, 4 years of that high-powered offense, and the Cowboys get basically nowhere. So now he was with the LA Chargers, and that's basically less than 24 hours after him getting fired. Now, Kellen Moore did interview for the Carolina Panthers head coaching job, and Playmaker did say that there was no way in hell he would be getting that job. I mean, personally, I was hoping he would, but well, Panthers went ahead and went with Frank Reich, and Playmaker did ask everybody's thoughts, and we'd like to get everybody's thoughts on that if we can, right here, please. But as far as I got to mention the sports judge himself, Jonathan Mathis. Now, he was basically laughing his butt off about this whole situation, almost as much as I was, because he basically said that the whole thing with Coach Staley and Kellen Moore is basically, in his words, a disaster waiting to happen. And I released my episode today about Kellen Moore being fired. You also check out the title. It's pretty unique, pretty catchy, honestly. And honestly, now go back to Dallas. Now, Mike McCarthy, from what I understand, it's been confirmed that he's to assume the play calling duties. But what you have to keep in mind, y'all, is that just because a head coach has the responsibility of calling the plays, that does not mean that an offensive coordinator will not be hired. There will be an offensive coordinator, and when the time is right, when the move is made, I'll definitely talk about it on my show, Cowboys Talk. You should check it out. But there's two particular candidates that I spoke about, and one of them is somebody that Darnell is very familiar with. He's the quarterbacks coach of the Los Angeles Rams, and I feel like that would be a good move. Another one would be Scott Turner, who the son of North Turner, and as we all know, North Turner called the plays when the Cowboys won back-to-back Super Bowls in 1992 and 1993. When I was a baby and Darnell was just a little kid. But that time is right now. As far as Mike McCarthy goes, now obviously everybody's asking me how do I feel about it. And then everybody's like, "Well, Bearman doesn't trust anybody." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't trust McCarthy, but whatever happens then, I mean, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it," as Playmaker likes to say. So now, as far as they actually did recently interview the running backs coach of the Carolina Panthers, and I did say on my show if he's hired as offensive coordinator, I may like it, or I may not, but I'm gonna go and wait and see how things go, and that's really all we could do, because I feel like if we hire the running backs coach, maybe that'll boost up the running game, but we'll have to wait and see.
Okay. Kellen Moore, you're going to the LA Chargers.
Well, what I specifically said too is, the running backs coach, for the Panthers may not be the best choice for the offensive coordinator position, but he's definitely not the worst.
I don't care about your Cowboys right now.
You never do.
You damn right.
And stop talking to me like I'm a member of Cowboys Nation. I mean, how many times do we have to go through this, Playmaker? I'm not part of Cowboys Nation.
I just said I don't care about the Cowboys. I ain't even bring up Cowboys Nation.
Yeah, well, nobody cares about your Rams either.
They don't have to. We chilling. We still hanging our hand on the Super Bowl that we won. What's the last time that y'all seen one? It was in the 90s.
Yeah, well.
Kellen Moore, you're leaving the Cowboys to bring your ass to L.A. Now, I am a Rams fan, but Bearman will tell you I am a very big Justin Herbert fan. If you do anything that doesn't progress Justin Herbert, I will fire off on you worse than the Bearman has fired off on you for all the years you've been the offensive coordinator for the goddamn Cowboys.
And to add to the fun, I'm going to join you in on those rants.
Do not screw up this opportunity that you have with Justin Herbert, okay? Now that I got my say out the way, it's time to recap Championship Sunday. We had an NFC Championship game and the AFC Championship game. Starting off with the NFC Championship game at Lincoln Financial Field when the San Francisco 49ers took the trip to the East Coast to face off against the best team in the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles.
I actually got this pick right.
This did not go well if you were a 49ers fan.
And right out of the blue, it did not go well. Philadelphia scoring on the opening drive, just like that.
I mean, but that's not the big issue. Here's the issue of how this all went down.
Oh, boy.
You see 3 names on the San Francisco side of passing, and only 1 for the Eagles.
And Jalen Hurts, didn't even throw for 150 yards.
Brock Purdy gets dinged and taken out the first series of the game. Well, no, take the first San Francisco series of the game because the Eagles got to open the kickoff and they punched it in the end zone. But Brock Purdy, first opportunity, he gets I don't know who the offensive coordinator is for the 49ers, but I want to say it's Kyle Shanahan because I'm pretty sure he's the one that calls the plays correct.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
How do you not block Hassan Reddick? Which is the guy who actually took Brock Purdy out the game. Somebody explain that. Brock Purdy's out. You see, he only threw 4 passes. And he connected on all 4 of them. But that was all one series.
What was the injury diagnosis?
He has a torn UCL. He is out for 6 weeks. So 6 months. So he can start actually doing some football activities running around training camp gets here. Which means he might not be ready for the season.
And right now we're looking at the competition between Trey Lance and Brock Purdy. So right now it looks like Trey Lance may win the job.
And he's coming off a broken ankle.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't look good for San Francisco. I mean, we all know Jimmy G is done. Even if he was staying, Jimmy G is a major liability at this point.
And then here comes Josh Johnson, should I say. He gets a couple series in, and guess who hits him?
Hassan
Reddick.
Mm-hmm.
Gave him a concussion.
You asked the question, how do you not block Hassan Reddick?
Gave him a concussion, and he was out for the rest of the game. That's why you see Chris McCaffrey here attempted 1 damn pass. Because both of you at the quarterbacks injured. Literally, Brock Purdy had to come back in as quarterback, and guess what he had to do for the rest of the game?
He had to hand the ball off.
He couldn't throw the ball. He literally couldn't throw the ball. There was no
blocking. There was no blocking.
No, I'm talking about besides the blocking. He physically couldn't throw the football.
Yeah, it all came crashing down. It's like a giant earthquake that just destroys them.
He literally tore his UCL.
So much for some brotherly love.
They had quarterbacks that couldn't physically throw the football.
You know what I was doing during this game, Playmaker?
Probably sleeping.
No, I was at work, buddy.
Oh.
Yeah. Wasn't really as busy, but, helping some very pretty bartenders, I work as a bar back, bringing in any more bottles of this, some of that. I'm just running back and forth, filling in the mugs, doing my job. And so it was hard to pay attention to everything going on, but.
So pretty much what Bearman is saying, the Eagles was beating the brace off San Francisco back. He had opportunity to flirt at work. That's pretty much what he's saying.
It's the opposite. They're the ones flirting with me, dude.
You still participated.
Well, it's all about keeping a positive vibe. So
you're learning.
Yeah.
But
to keep a smile on my face, it's to keep the stress away. I mean, so I'm following your lead, buddy.
But Jalen Hurts, he couldn't pass the ball either. He overthrew. How many times he overthrew AJ Brown?
Wow. I mean, there was that particular. Remember, that one-handed grab. What was that? Was that in the first? Was that on the opening series?
Oh, the Devontae Smith 9 catch that was ruled a catch, but
yeah,
Kyle
Shanahan didn't bother challenging.
Wasn't paying attention and didn't challenge the play, which led to the Eagles opening drive touchdown when they blew that defensive line off the line. Which, by the way, speaking of that defense, Snowman knows I'm going to say this. Haven't really spoke to Tyree, but I know he's a big 49ers fan. My boy Stephon, he's a 49ers fan. The defense of the 49ers, who we both call the best defense in the league, did not look like the best defense in the league.
Can I say this? Because a friend of mine said this, that maybe San Francisco was too busy basking on their glory over Dallas. And I said, no, because San Francisco does not want to make the stupid mistake that Dallas is known to make. I mean, maybe they did. I don't know. But whatever the reason, San Francisco didn't get the job done, and they got their asses kicked.
The 49ers defense was very uncharacteristic.
What did Philadelphia make San Francisco look like? There's a particular word that I'm looking for, and I think you know the word that the great one would say. What's the word I'm looking for? They made him look like what?
Shut up, you jabroni.
Mm-hmm. They made him jabronis.
The penalties that I saw the defense make was penalties that you don't see the 49ers make.
Well, speaking of the penalties, I mean, Trent Williams,
he might get suspended for the start of the season.
No, wait, might? No. He will. Not only will he be suspended, I'd imagine he's going to get fined. I would imagine he's probably looking at a fine of probably around $50,000.
The 49ers was so out of character Sunday. I was stunned.
We're not talking about Stone Cold stunned.
I was stunned. I'm like, and you're talking to a Rams fan here who sees the 49ers twice a year.
Well, you know what's funny? There was a couple of 49er fans with Eagle fans, where I was working. So when that happened, guess what almost happened almost happened at the venue? Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because it happened it basically almost happened right in front of me. Because the story is like this. I was bringing out a whole major crates full of 22-ounce mugs because when we're busy, we got to keep them filled. So I'm bringing it out. I'm kind of saying mugs coming through because I got to say that so I don't bump into anybody. And as I'm done filling out one bar, I go to the other, and then boom, almost happened. And I was like, do I drop what I'm doing and try to break it up? Or, I don't know. I'm just glad it didn't happen because I wouldn't have known what to do.
It was ugly for the 49ers.
So what I'm saying is, in my first about 2 weeks or so as a bar back, I've yet to witness my first bar fight. I've witnessed a bar. I've noticed I've witnessed a bar fight as a customer, but never as an employee. Not yet, at least.
So
honestly, and I'm really honestly hoping never.
Shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles. Shout out to Jalen Hurts.
And I picked the Eagles, didn't I?
They win the NFC Championship game. Then you picked the 49ers, actually. You actually picked the 49ers. I picked the Eagles. From that game, from Lincoln to Arrowhead, it was Arrowhead Stadium, a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game. Same building, same two teams. That's the Cincinnati Bengals come walking in against the Kansas City Chiefs. And revenge, sweet revenge. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs avenged their last year disappointment by beating the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow 23-20. Joe Burrow did not have a good game. He was sacked 5 times. He threw 2 interceptions, and he did not touch 300 yards passing. And only threw 1 touchdown. That was to T. Higgins. Patrick Mahomes, on the other hand, with 1 ankle, 326 and 2 touchdowns, sacked 3 times.
He didn't even seem to be showing any ill effects.
I'll take first crack at this one, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of blame to go around. Mr. Pratt, the linebacker for the Cincinnati Bengals. You should know better. You should know this by now. You're a professional football player. You know if the quarterback is running, what's most likely where the quarterback's going to go? Anybody want to answer that? If the quarterback is able to run, where he's most likely going to run to?
He's going to run forward.
He's going to run to the freaking sideline. What do you do not do when the quarterback is running to the sideline?
You don't hit him. Not late.
Why did you touch him?
Man.
It was 8 seconds left. They was not in field goal range. You gave them 15 yards to put them in field goal range. No, you did get hurt on that play, and I'm glad you're okay because you did hit that bitch pretty hard. But still, you don't touch him. Blame number 1 out the door. Ready for blame number 2?
Oh, I'm ready.
Blame number 2. The mayor of Cincinnati.
The mayor of Cincinnati. Is that what you said? The mayor of Cincinnati?
The mayor of Cincinnati.
Oh, so now, great. Now they got to get politics involved.
What made your ass? Yes, I'm cussing because this one deserves it. What made your ass put out a statement saying that they need to do a DNA test to see if Joe Burrow was Patrick Mahomes' daddy?
Wait. What did I'm going to quote somebody that we saw in the Royal Rumble. Tell me you didn't just say that.
What made your ass do that?
You see, y'all, this is why you don't get politicians involved in sports.
Bad enough that Joe Burrow beat Patrick Mahomes 3 times in 3 straight times, and yet Joe Burrow still don't get talked about at the same fight as Patrick Mahomes. But your ass want to add fuel to the damn fire. That's why when the game was over, Travis Kelce lit a fire under your ass. By the way, if you want to pay attention, that was who Travis Kelce was talking about. The mayor of Cincinnati. Because his dumb ass said that damn thing.
This is why you do not ever get politicians involved.
Nope. I'm going to say, just like Travis Kelce said, and you want me to do a rock reference, here you go. Cincinnati mayor. You know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you ever say nothing ignorant like that again. You basically gave Kansas City a reason to whoop on Joe Burrow's ass. He got sacked 5 times. He got hit a ton more. And he threw 2 damn picks.
Do you believe, this is a question, do you believe that his team, they failed him? Did they fail Joe Burrow?
Yes, they failed Joe Burrow. Which gets me to my favorite blame. Blame number 3. You ready for blame number 3?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals?
That would be Zach Taylor.
Let me let y'all in on something that y'all forgot. Because y'all looking at Pratt, rightfully so, because you idiot, you touched Patrick Mahomes when he was out of bounds. You don't do that. The mayor making idiotic statements. And you're supposed to be a leader of the city. But Zach Taylor.
That goes for politicians as a whole. Supposed to be a leader, but they're not.
You know why Zach Taylor gets blamed?
Because he's the coach?
Yeah, but let me tell you this. You know when Cincinnati got the ball before Patrick Mahomes and them came with the field goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
They on the first play, they ran the ball, then they got 7 yards up from Joe Mixon.
Mm-hmm.
What were the next 2 plays? We talking 2nd and 3 and 3rd and 3. What was the next 2 plays? Zach Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, because matter of fact, no, I ain't put it on here for you, but
they were passing plays, right?
So you telling me now? Granted, I get it. The running games weren't working all night. Weren't working for either side either. To be honest, neither side had 100 yards rushing. Okay, but Joe Mixon got you 7 yards on first down. What made your ass decide to throw deep damn passes the next 2 damn plays?
I think I can answer that. May I?
Go ahead.
Arrogance.
The funny thing is, as I'm looking at these numbers, the Bengals averaged 4.2 yards a carry. Which is more the reason why I'm putting blame on you, Zach Taylor. The man got you 7 yards on first down. Your team is averaging 4 yards a carry. You run the ball, you're getting the first down. Make it make sense. If you run the ball, Joe Burrow ain't throwing 41 times. You know what? Take this off. The Bengals ran the ball 17 times. I'm looking at them right on my phone. They had 71 yards rushing. That is 4.2 yards a carry. You had a 2nd and 3 and a 3rd and 3, and your ass tried to throw deep damn passes. The reason why Patrick Mahomes got the damn ball back to get a game-winning drive. You want to look at the Chiefs rushing attack? 20 carries for 42 yards. I just gave you 3 guys.
Congratulations, Cincinnati. You're pulling off a brilliant Dallas Cowboys move right there.
I just gave you 3 guys to put blame on. Who you think I'm putting the blame on the most?
The coach?
Yeah, damn right I'm putting the blame on Zach Taylor.
I mean, you're not wrong.
2nd and 3 with a team that's averaging 4 yards a carry. I'm pretty sure the guy who doesn't like mouth can do that damn mouth, correct?
Yeah.
4 is better than 3, right?
Yeah.
So now your ass and your damn team is in Cincinnati preparing for the offseason, while Kansas City gets to chill at home for a week and then take their ass to Glendale, Arizona. Because your ass didn't stick with the run when the time was needed. Go ahead, Bear Man.
It's already been said. What else is there left to say? I mean, you mentioned the whole thing with the mayor of Cincinnati. You know, I've said many times, this is why you don't get politics and politicians involved. I mean, politics involved in sports is already bad enough.
Let me take a quick break here to gather my thoughts. And we'll look ahead to the Super Bowl before we close it out.
Paint Train Pipe Bomb Productions and the Playmakerz blog are now both partnered with Fanatics. Fanatics is now your new home for all fan merchandise. From the MLB, the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, MLS, NASCAR, WWE, international soccer leagues, and golf. Check out the links below for everyday deals on Fanatics.com.
And welcome back to ArchrRivals Football. As y'all just saw our Fanatics commercial. Get your championships gear right now for if you're an Eagles fan and a Chiefs fan. And what's the promo there, Bearman, for Fanatics?
Use code 29SHIP. That is 29 SHIP in all capital letters. And you also want to check out the deals on lids.com. Free shipping on all U.S. orders. Promo code LIDSFS. Take advantage of the best deals in the world. And once again, for all you pro wrestling fans out there, WWEshop.com is part of the Fanatics experience. So you get your favorite sports merch as well as your favorite pro wrestling merch. Take advantage of the best deals in the world. What are you waiting for? Get to it, y'all. These deals are amazing. So take advantage of it.
Now, the Super Bowl is set, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what the ironic part about it
57 is? Yes, sir.
Andy Reid going against Philadelphia.
That's what we're going to get into all that in a quick second. You like the graphic that I created? You like that?
Mm-hmm. You got to say it like Captain. You got to say it like Mr. Cousins, bro.
Hell no. F him. Asshole.
I really do got to stop calling him Captain Kirk.
Getting beat by the goddamn Giants just as much the Giants get smashed by the Eagles.
Yeah, I really should stop calling him Captain Kirk because he couldn't even beam up a good football game if he tried. He has nobody to say, beam us up, Scotty.
All right, Glendale, Arizona, State Farm Stadium. Philadelphia Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs. Well, since Bearman already threw one of them out there, I'm going to go ahead and let him continue. It's the Andy Reid Bowl. Go ahead, Bearman.
Yeah, well, as we know, Andy Reid coached Philadelphia from 1999 to 2012. I mean, he took him to the Super Bowl in 2004, and obviously he lost in quite an embarrassing way. But Andy Reid, Andy Reid's already won the Super Bowl twice. Won it as an assistant coach in Green Bay before he landed in Philadelphia, and of course won it just a few years ago before the whole world went to crap because of the what. So Andy Reid's got a chance to become a 3-time world champion, twice as a head coach, and he can do it against his former team.
That's all right. That's what
When they fired him from Philadelphia, I didn't even agree with it, but it was what it was, right?
Sometimes you just need a new voice. Sometimes it's time for a new voice.
Because at the end of the day, it was Philadelphia's loss, not his, because he immediately got the job in Kansas City, and look how great things have been since.
So Bearman's early look ahead is Andy Reid. That is one headline. All right, so it's my turn, right?
It's your turn.
I'm gonna make this simple. I'm gonna make this easy because I already know what most people are gonna talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time in Super Bowl history we have 2 black quarterbacks to be starting in the Super Bowl. You have Patrick Mahomes for the Kansas City Chiefs looking to get his second Super Bowl. And you have Jalen Hurts who's making his first ever appearance in the Super Bowl. This is going to be talked about a whole lot. And as this is the last day of January, this means tomorrow is February, which also means what?
Black YouTube Shorts will be monetized on YouTube, baby.
Black History Month. You got 2 black quarterbacks being in the Super Bowl in the month where the Super Bowl has always been played at, which is Black History Month. So those of you out there, don't be afraid, don't get discouraged, don't get irritated. Because history has been made. And it's made in a month where blacks are recognized the most in February. So I'm just leading you ready because this is going to be talked about all the way up to the Super Bowl. No matter what you're watching, no matter what you're listening to, if you listen to anything that's football related, that's covering the Super Bowl, you're going to hear about Patrick Mahomes, you're going to hear about Jalen Hurts, and them being the first 2 black quarterbacks to go against each other in the Super Bowl. It is what it is. So with that being said, anything else you got there, man?
Well, is it too early for our picks?
Oh no, I'm not making my picks till it's time for the Super Bowl show. Oh no.
I mean, I've got mine. I'm just not going to say it yet.
Oh, I'm taking my time on this. Oh no, I'm taking my time. Y'all will get my picks when we do our Super Bowl show. Okay, that's when that's going to happen. So with that being said, Bearman, I'll give you the floor first to plug anything you got going on.
Well, for all you pro wrestling fans out there, I know that a great number of you are looking for a very exciting and brilliant and unique pro wrestling podcast, and I've got your answer. Your answer is Ringside Chaos, available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube. And I assure you, if you adore professional wrestling, then my show, Ringside Chaos, is the show for you. If you love soccer, check out Into the Net FC, because if you love soccer, then my show, Into the Net FC, is the show for you. And for those of you out there looking for a very brutally honest show about the Dallas Cowboys, then Cowboys Talk is what you need. And furthermore, if you hate the Dallas Cowboys and you're looking for somebody to insult them and piss off Cowboys Nation, well, I'm your guy. Cowboys Talk is all about telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and it truly excels at pissing off those delusional members of Cowboys Nation.
Speaking of which, those of you who are wrestling fans, you might want to check Ringside Chaos, especially what happened in the Royal Rumble and what took place on Raw.
We haven't recapped the Royal Rumble yet, but I should ask our friend Mr. Braverman if he's up to do it tomorrow, because I'm going to be stuck in the ice. I'm literally going to be in an igloo. So I might become the Bear Penguin.
So yeah, go ahead and subscribe because you talking about the Royal Rumble and the fallout of the Royal Rumble for Monday night and Friday night. So y'all will do that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. It's been a joy. As of right now, we'll be preparing for a Super Bowl show sometime next week. Don't have the date, don't have the time, but I'll let you know. Other than that, Shooting Lights Out, the latest episode of Shooting Lights Out dropped earlier today. I recapped the final SEC Big 12 Challenge, and I did a flavor file on some birds down south. It's available on all streaming platforms, including Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Pandora. So there's all types of ways that you can listen to Shooting Lights Out and other podcasts that I do, such as Rambley Talk, which, as unfortunately, the world defending champions, or no longer the world defending champions, had one of the worst seasons for defending Super Bowl champions in NFL history, but we will rebound and we will come back. So for that is the Bear Man out there in icy Texas. I am the Playmaker out here in Mr. Good old hot Florida in January. We will catch y'all for Super Bowl 57.
You've just experienced ArchrRivals Football Season 4. Click that like button and subscribe so you'll be notified when a new Arch episode is live on the air. Check out our sponsor links down below for everyday deals on Fanatics, NFLshop.com, and Points.com. Need merch? Check out www.paintrainpipebomb.threadless.com for quality merch at amazing prices. Tune in again next time for ArchrRivals Football Season 4.